Driver fatigue. A good few years ago, a bus driver was working the Sunday night run. It had been a long shift and he was tired. He was driving his empty double-decker along his usual route, from the centre of the city out to the suburbs, when he saw something unusual. About halfway along his journey, he would have passed a ruined abbey, home to the oldest cemetery in the city. It was nearly always the case that there would be no one at that particular bus stop. There were no residential houses on this road. However, that night, there was someone waiting for the bus. A grey-haired man was standing to attention at the side of the road. The driver couldn't remember the last time he'd picked someone up there, if ever, and so, initially, he drove right by before noticing the man in his side mirror. The driver sighed and reversed back to the stop to pick the guy up. The man was standing there, smiling. This struck the driver as a bit odd. It made him feel uneasy. The man stepped on and said that he wished to go to the next stop, please. He then climbed up to the top deck without saying another word. It occurred to the driver that the old gentleman had actually bought a ticket, but he couldn't be bothered to stop and go upstairs. The man could pay before he got off, he thought. The driver then continued his route, and a few minutes later he came to a halt at the next stop. He waited for the passenger to come down the stairs, but that didn't happen. The driver yelled that they had reached the stop he'd asked for, but there was no reply. The passenger did not appear. The driver got out of his seat and peered up at the top deck. Nothing. He climbed up the stairs himself, looked all around, and saw that there was no one there. His mystery traveller had apparently disappeared. Or was he imagining things? On one seat he noticed there lay an old yellowed newspaper. He picked the paper up and looked at it closely. The date at the top of the page was 20th of October 1951. Down in the left corner there was a small article reporting the death of Eric Bradley, a well-known local character. The photograph accompanying the obituary showed a grey-haired man with an eerie smile. The driver placed the paper back down on the seat and returned to his cab. As he was driving away, he checked in his side mirror. There was a man standing at the side of the road, again smiling and waving. The driver kept on going this time. On Monday, he applied to his boss asking to be transferred to day shifts.